I'm using my iPad today, just like a good old iPad kid, you know. I bought this a few years ago and I am just now using it for video, so that's how long I was ashamed of it. Tron Ares trailer finally dropped and I had some thoughts. I thought I'd take a few days, kind of put them together, and I actually made a neat sort of list, neat for my standards anyway. That's the Disney Parks toy version of the light disc. It's scared. I knew I had it in here, and I still forgot and got scared. I really wanted to cover this trailer just because it's been a long time coming. It's been 15 years since Tron Legacy, 5 years since I made my Tron Legacy video, and I've been periodically making videos about it on this channel. I just thought now would be a good time, obviously because the trailer came out, but also just because I wanted to take a few days, really think about it, read what I could, or just look more into it as the information came. So with that said, I'm not going to be playing the trailer. I'll be showing screenshots. I'm just a little afraid because they do seemingly use copyrighted music from the movie, and I don't really want to deal with that right now because the movie hasn't even come out. Number one, the visuals look really great. I was a little bit worried about the visuals just because of the way that blockbuster movies look nowadays. Wicked was like the most expensive movie ever, seemingly. It looks like shit. It doesn't look like anybody lit the thing. It looked like they didn't white balance or something. I don't know. I don't like the way that Wicked looked in the theater. I haven't watched it at home. I haven't watched it on Peacock or anything. I'm sure it's not great because streaming just kind of tends to... It compresses everything and it makes things that, even if they look good, they don't look great on streaming. Especially too, depending on your speed of the internet and everything. Not something... I was just very worried because Tron Legacy, I think, looks really awesome. Still to this day, it's properly lit. It's well color graded. There's a clear visual vision to it, to repeat the same kind of word. There's a clear vision to what they're trying to achieve here. Yeah, I was thinking this was going to look like Wicked or how most Marvel movies look nowadays, but everything here looks really well lit. It looks like they put thought into it. It looks expensive, which is the number one thing that I want from these blockbuster movies, is I just want them to look as expensive as they are. We don't know the budget yet for Tron Ares. It's going to be probably upwards of $150 million to $200 million. I think, hopefully it's only like $100 million, because I think even Dune was only like, what, 110 or something like that. So it was kind of a ridiculously low number for how good that movie looked and the production value of it. So I'm hoping that with this, the visuals keep up, because it still looks as silky smooth. All of the visuals so far, including the CGI, look as silky smooth as Tron Legacy. So that brought me a big sigh of relief, just because Joseph Kosinski's not back. It's the guy from Dead Men Tell No Tales, Joshi Maroning. And yeah, it's just a big sigh of relief for me, and I'm sure most of the Tron fans. So number two, looks like Sam Flynn is in the trailer. This is kind of early. You can see a guy, I think he's wearing a motorcycle helmet in it. Just see a close-up of like the left side of his face, and there's a blue light behind him. So why I think it's Sam Flynn? First off, it's especially close-up. Like it's like they don't want to give anything away, but they still want to give something away. And secondly, I'll see if I can show this Reddit page, but the Tron Reddit page, which is a great place to go if you're a big Tron fan like I am, they deduced that it was him because Garrett Hedlund, who plays Tron, has this very specific, it's either a birthmark or a vein kind of up here, above the eye in this area. He's got a very specific vein. It's close up from that angle of his head, and you can see the same vein. So they took pictures, some random pictures of him at a con or something, and put it next to this guy that we don't seemingly know yet, and it seems to be Garrett Hedlund. And there's also a blue streak in the background, so it looks very Legacy-esque. And most of the trailer is very red, which is a color that I don't think we've really seen in this world. Obviously, the bad guys in Legacy were orange. Seeing a blue background it seems like it pretty much confirms that's Sam. And I think he's also kind of been asked about it at conventions and everything, has said that, or kind of implied that he's coming back. So number three, a lot of Inception sounds, a lot of noises that just sounded like Inception, which I'm not against. It's just very funny because you just hear like the big wah, and it just instantly brings you back to Inception. So very short thought there, but just something I wanted to point out. I haven't seen people make fun of that or talk about it, so I wanted to make fun of it myself, because I am anything if I'm not anything if I'm not a cynic. My lore, sometimes I get wrong. I've been getting ISO. I call the core an isotope, and I think she's just an ISO in Legacy, and I've been getting comments about that for years. So, excuse me if I'm wrong, but the recognizers are in the real world, and the bad guys' vehicles are all in the real world, which seemingly, not even seemingly, every set photo we've gotten basically was out in the real world. So clearly the grid is coming to our Earth, which I think was the planned sequel for Legacy, the original one that was supposed to happen 2015-ish. It got canceled because Tomorrowland did really poorly. Yeah, that was the planned sequel, and I think has basically just been the one that's been floated around for years. And Jared Leto 5 years ago was really he's been wanting to make this movie forever. I think he was attached to Tron 3 at some point too, when it was going to be a straight direct sequel to Legacy. Tron Ares has been a thing that has been around forever, so it's just been stuck in development hell, just like Legacy. Cool idea. It makes sense considering that Korra obviously came into the real world at the end of Legacy, but it's going to be interesting to see kind of like why this is happening. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see because we don't know why it's happening. We don't know how it's happening. Seemingly, Kevin Flynn. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. 5. So the new grid. Is it a new grid? I think a lot of people are trying to figure out. A lot of Tron heads are trying to figure out if this is a new grid, if it's the same grid, if it's just an upgraded form of the grid. I think it's going to be probably an upgraded form of the grid. I think vaguely they say that Legacy was a new grid that Kevin Flynn was working on. I'm a big Legacy fan. Please keep watching. Don't hate me. Yeah, it seems like it's a new grid, or at least an upgraded grid. Obviously, it's going to be one of those two options. I think it's probably going to just be an upgraded grid. It's really interesting because the red is really striking. I didn't think I would like it, but I think going into my next point that they kept the flowy liquid trail to the vehicles, I think that really makes me like this a little bit more. Where what I liked about the Legacy visuals was just like it was so smooth and flowy, and just had like this awesome like light show to it. So I'm glad that they kept the same idea, updated a little bit. And the red is so much better. I thought it was going to be like garish, but it's so striking, and I think it's a really cool kind of next direction for the grid and for the franchise. I realize I'm wearing red on this Lost Bros t-shirt that I bought 2 years ago when I was a thinner man. It's a cool direction. I like that they kept, again, the visuals from the last one. Like they didn't try to either really jank it up with going back to the original visuals, which are great and obviously groundbreaking, but I'm glad they went with like what worked the last time. And I mean, this is mostly about me. Like what caused me to like the movie was just kind of the consistent flowiness to everything, just the smoothness across the film. Edward Dillinger Jr. is in the grid. I don't know why. That's obviously another point that's going to be very interesting to find out why that's the case. In Legacy, it was Cillian Murphy, and clearly it was some sort of sequel bait. He was the one who stopped the Sam Flynn hack when they were putting out NCOM, the new NCOM operating system out to the world. So he was the one who stopped that, and there was clearly, because he's a Dillinger, there was something there that they were hopefully going to mine. And obviously Cillian Murphy is way too big to come back to a franchise that he was only in for like 2 minutes for 15 years ago. While that's disappointing, I also really like Evan Peters. I think he's great, and I think he's probably going to be really good for the role. With that said, getting into the story, it looks like he's in the grid. You can see a red background, so he might have been captured in the real world, or he might have gone back into the grid, and maybe he's the one who kind of lets Ares and everybody out. I don't know what's going on there, but it's really cool because it's one of those things. Is he seeing the fruits of his own labor, or is he kind of in prison because of those fruits, right? So I can't wait to see how he gets incorporated, especially because he was going to be a big part of Tron 3, obviously, because he's this weird cameo character in Legacy that's played by a pretty big character actor at the time in Cillian Murphy. So very interesting, and I'm very excited to see what is happening. We can hear a Jeff Bridges voiceover as we see, I think, Ares form. I'm pretty sure that's Ares. They just show kind of this body forming, and then they cut to Jared Leto's face. So I'm wondering if because Jeff Bridges was seemingly killed at the end of Legacy, I wonder if this is a case where maybe Dillinger starts to go a little bit too far and he's bringing stuff back, and maybe that just creates this Frankenstein's monster of a grid where Ares gets out, but somehow like they go back to some other form, old, file or something, and it has Kevin in it, or Kevin survived and he's just been there and he's hiding. I don't know if they could do the hiding plot again. Jeff Bridges is in it. They've confirmed he's in it, and that's why people think Sam is in it, because like at this point, why wouldn't you bring Sam back? It's gonna be interesting to see how he gets incorporated into it, because there's a picture that was released of him. I don't know if it was official or if it was at a Comic-Con or something. He's in it. He's also, I think he posted said photos, and he said he was in the movie. And so big the franchise, obviously, like the dude, pardon my pun, of the franchise. So bringing him back is huge, and I think he's going to be in a lot of the movie. And I'm excited to see how he gets incorporated. But something I just wanted to know. Jared Leto takes me out of it. I don't know. I think he'll probably be fine. It's just interesting because it is Tron Ares. And Tron's probably not it. I haven't heard anything about Bruce Boxleitner coming to set or anything. So I wonder. It doesn't seem like there is a protagonist yet. We don't. At least like if Sam is not in the movie like we think he is, or if he's not in the movie for as long, let's say he dies or something. Who's the protagonist? Is it going to be Kevin? Like, who's the protagonist of the movie? Because Ares is in the title. It's very funny because obviously Tron might not be in it, and that is just Tron Ares. So it's just two names basically. So it's going to be interesting. Jared Leto's been wanting to play this for years, and honestly, it's one of those things where yes, it sucks that he's in it because he's kind of an unlikable guy, but also I don't think we get another Tron movie without him. He's been kind of the one pushing it forever. So beggars can't be choosers. So I'm just happy the movie's here. It seems like he's playing a villain, and look, he's been good in stuff before. He's an Oscar winner. I think most people just have an issue with his cult shit. I think he's going to give a good performance. I think his character will be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be he's just the villain the whole time, or Jared Leto, has in his contract that he can't be the villain, so he turns good eventually or something, and he helps the Flynns out. I can't wait to see this movie, just from the visuals alone. And also, with my 10th point, Nine Inch Nails is doing it. If they couldn't bring back Daft Punk, Nine Inch Nails is a pretty good choice. Their music is getting nostalgic for people, I think, now. And Trent Reznor is an Oscar Award winner. He's done a bunch of awesome music for a lot of great movies and things like that. I'm pretty sure he won the Oscar for Soul, which is pretty cool. And he's been attached to a couple other movies and made great music, obviously, just throughout his career. So if you couldn't go for Daft Punk, Nine Inch Nails is a pretty fucking awesome choice. And they're obviously marketing the movie with this. Just like they did, I think with Legacy, I think they did the Daft Punk marketing, but I think this one's going to even be more pronounced just because Daft Punk no longer exists. That's obviously a big reason why people liked Legacy was the Daft Punk music. I think that's why people went back to it. I honestly think, and this is kind of an 11th point here, Jared Leto pushed this through, but I also think Tron Legacy, seemingly doing pretty well on Disney Plus, did push this through too, and I think Daft Punk's music was a big part of that, because obviously with streaming, like, a lot of stuff gets lost, but a lot of stuff gets rediscovered, and people are watching things for technically free on there, so things are able to have a second shelf life or second extended life or whatever. The Office got bigger on streaming. Community is having a movie seemingly shoot this summer, next summer, I don't know when, but they're hopefully going to shoot a movie at some point because of their Netflix popularity. So I think Disney Plus really pushed this movie to this point where it's now coming out in October. So I'm really excited. I'm grateful for anybody who has watched my stuff over the years. I'm excited to review this movie when it comes out. I can't believe that they're making a Tron 3. Who would have thought? Yeah, Nine Inch Nails is doing the music. And I'm really excited. October 10th, I think, is when it comes out. And yeah, it should be a good time. I'll probably pre-order my tickets. I don't know if we'll see how the box office actually is at that time. If it's even something I need to pre-order. If people are that excited like me, I'm definitely going to go see this probably like a Thursday matinee. And I'm hopefully going to ride the Tron ride again this summer. So just a whole Tron year, That also probably plays into it. Is just that the Tron ride was so popular in Shanghai and now in Florida at Magic Kingdom. So just very interesting decision to make a sequel to a movie 15 years ago that did okay at the box office, and I just want to know why, which sounds negative, but I would love to read the story. Like, was it the streaming? Was it Jared Leto? Was it merchandise? Was it park park synergy kind of thing? Very interesting, but I'm grateful that they're making a third one, even though Kosinski didn't come back. But I think Sam and Kevin are, so you'll take what you can get, especially these days. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, share this with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.